Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Michele and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stamping Up. Sorry, I'm still just cutting up a couple of things here. I'd like to welcome you here today to my live. Please jump on, say hello. Let us know where you're from if you've never been on here before. It's always really good to welcome new people on. So I thought we'd just have a little bit of fun today. There's really not much stamping. I have pre-stamped a sentiment, but whether I use it or not, I don't know. So let me turn my camera down so I can show you what I've already created, and we're going to create another one of these, and it's just a very simple and fun card. So let me just flip this down. Well, whoops, won't be 1 second. Hit the wrong button there. Don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. So this is just a square card that I've made using the dies that are in the Joy of Noel bundle. So the dies are called Joy of Noel. And it comes with this bundle here. It comes with these stamps and the dies to cut out the outline of these stamps, and plus it cuts out those letters. So let me just quickly pull that up and show you. So there's the dies there that we're going to use for our letters, and I'm using also one of the square dies out of the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so have a look at if you go to my, I'm just trying to think, where have I put it? I don't think I've put it up. If you actually go onto Michele or michellejutrissa.stampinup.net and go on the sale, you'll find that some of these products, because we're sort of getting towards the end of, they finish up at the end of December, so some of these products have been reduced from our mini catalogue. There will be some that will be going over to our new catalogue later in next year, but a good proportion of them will be discontinued. So if you go to Michele Jutrissa at stampinup.net, go on to my online store, and then from there, if you go into the sale, you will find all the products that are going to be in the clearance, or not so much the clearance, but I will put a link in the comments after this video is shown you. Sorry, my words are just not coming out today. I will put a link later on into this this video, so then you can find them much easier. I'm terribly sorry. I have just yeah, my brain's just gone a fuzz. But hey, let's get started and let's make this fun card. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I've been playing around with a few ideas while I've been getting ready for now. So let's get started. So what I've done is, the size of the square of this that I've made is 13 centimeters square. Now, I took that from two different things. First off, to be able to fit my Noel into one of these squares, I needed to go to this square here, and this one here measures, sorry, I've just got to go underneath here, it measures about 6 centimeters square. So if I butt two of those up, that's 12 centimeters. So to go a little bit bigger, I've gone to a 13 centimeter square. Also, I have got some square envelopes. So Stamping Up don't sell these any longer, but this is an old one of theirs, and they were 13 centimeters square. So that's sort of the other thing that I was basing it on, because I do have some envelopes. So have a look around, see what envelopes you can get, but just remember to be able to use this die, and you can't make this really any smaller because that fits inside there perfectly. You do need to have something which is 12 centimeters or larger, because this inner square here, from the edge of yellow to the edge of the blue, is actually 12 centimeters. Okay, So that's how I've based my card base. So I've taken my A4 cardstock and I've cut it down to 26 centimeters by 13 centimeters, and I've scored it at the 13 centimeter mark there. So let's go and fold this in half. And give that a good burnish with our bone folder. So there's our card base. So I've got now here another 2 pieces of my basic white. This piece here I've cut 12.5 by 12.5, which is going to give our matting size. And this piece here is 12 by 12, which, oops, it's not, it's actually a bit bigger. Let me have to check my measurements. So this one here, we need 12 by 12. Need just to trim that down a little bit. Okay, that's better. So this piece here is 12 by 12, which is going to fit on the inside in there. Now, I've just got a funny feeling. Yeah, I did make that bigger. I've cut a piece of basic black because I sort of thought maybe we could swap out that basic white mat for a mat in the basic black. Okay, so that's an idea. So we're going to have a bit of a play because sometimes black will make things pop, and that just will make these colors here just really pop off the page. The other thing I have done is I've taken a scrap of basic black and I've stamped one of the sentiments from the Joy of Noel, which reads "Making Spirits Bright," and I've embossed that with white embossing powder, and then cut that out by hand, by fussy cutting. Now I'm not quite sure. I'm sort of thinking that could possibly go across the center, but I want to see what it's going to look like in the mat first. So I've already pre-done that just to make things go a little bit quicker. This is a very simple card. The biggest thing it took me to make this card today was working out what colors I was going to put in each square, because I wanted to leave one in white, but I also didn't want a, like, say for example here, that in blue and the N in blue, or vice versa. So I wanted to make sure that I had opposites, that nothing was really sort of, no 2 colors were beside each other. So I didn't have say like the pink there, the I'm trying to think of the name of the color, berry burst there, and then the N also in berry burst. So it just took a little while to work those out, but that's fine. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. So I've got that spare piece of basic white, so we don't need any of those for the moment, so that can just sit there. The next thing I've got here is some pieces of scrap cardstock. So these are the colors that I've chosen. I've got Daffodil Delight. I have got Granny Apple Green, I believe. I have got Orchid Oasis and Berry Burst, because I thought those colors were nice and bright. So, and I've also decided to add this time some of this glimmer paper. Now, this is the silver glimmer paper we've got at the moment. The pack comes with 1 sheet of silver, 1 sheet of gold, and it's actually got an adhesive back on it. So that one there, I thought we'd give that a go. And the letters here that are in white, I'm going to do in the silver. And that's why I thought the black might actually even give it that little bit more of a pop. So let's get going and do some die cutting. So there are the pieces we need to die cut. There's our dies, and I've got my mini cut and emboss here. And we're going to get started. So I've got my plate 1 and 2. And I might as well start with my silver glimmer paper. I'm going to pop on, let me just make sure I'm bringing that up forward enough so you can see. Let me just move that out of the road. Okay, so then I've got my dies here, and I'm just going to pop that in the center, and just by eye, just put that in as evenly spaced all around as I possibly can. So we're going to pop our second number 2 plate on top, and then run that through our die cutting machine. Now I'm going to run this one through twice, just for the fact that it is fairly thick. And then peel off my dies. Now, just be very careful. You do need to keep that inner part of the N, and when you peel these off, this one here has just lost its backing, so I'm just going to pop that back onto there just so it stays. So your I was about to say 0, but your letter O, we need to keep those center pieces here. Not so much in the silver, but we do in the other colors. So just be aware that we need to keep those. Now, of course, you can put your an adhesive sheet on the back of each of these if you wanted to. I like just to have the glue on them, so I've got that ability just to move them about if need be. Again, run that one through. So that's our berry burst. Don't need that piece, but we do need those. So there's the center of your O, so we need to make sure we keep that. We need that piece as well. Just take care on where you're going to position that square, because you do want things to be as square as you possibly can. So I hope you all are having a lovely day today. We've had a fair amount of rain here in the last day or so. It seems to have stopped now, which is nice. So hopefully we won't have too much over the weekend. I believe that our Bong Bong races are on this weekend, which is held here in Barrel. Oops, this one doesn't want to pop up. There we go. Just push that a little bit and gently with my nails, and that'll just pop up. Keep that middle of that O. So I hope everyone has got their Christmas shopping done. I've still got a little bit to do. We went down to Berry last weekend, and I've got a few bibs and bobs down there for my boys. Let's move that up a fraction. course, you can tape that down if you want to tape it down with a bit of washi tape or a bit of, like I have tape here, which is, and this stuff here, which I get from Officeworks, which is a Burroughs brand of post-it note tape. Now, if you're, as I said, we're sort of coming into December, and our mini catalogue, our September, coming to the end of November, beginning of December. Gee, gotta get my months right. And our September to December catalogue will be finishing at the end of December. So there's only a month left on that. So please, as I said before, if there's anything you want from that catalogue, now is the time to get it, because a lot of them have been reduced in price, and some of them by a good amount. So as I said, go to micheledutrissa.stampinup.net, head over to my online store, and you will find in the sales all those products that have been discontinued out of that particular catalogue, which means come January we do have our new mini catalogue, which is going to be available. And I can tell you now, there are some really beautiful products coming up in that. I'm actually quite excited by it. So if you want to see that catalogue, let me know, particularly if you're here in Australia, or really if you are here in Australia, because if you're not here in Australia, then maybe I could put you in touch with a demonstrator in your part of the world. But if you get in touch with me, then I can pop you on my list, and when I get the catalogues, I can post them out to you. Okay, so this is where we're going to have a little bit of fun playing. So I'm going to take my smallest piece of my basic white. Now, I will put all these measurements up on my blog, which is Butterflies and Bows. I'm just going to pop this here so I can keep an eye on it and what colours. I'm going to follow the colours in the same order just to make things a little bit easier, because it did take me a good while to work them out. So what we need to do is pop out all our die cut pieces. And what I found was the easiest was over to one spot over here, is basically lay them all out. Okay, so my 0 and the yellow has gone missing already. So let me just have a look. Has to be here somewhere. We'll fix all these up and then I'll look for it. So I'm just going to lay all these out. There it is. It's just underneath, in the order to spell the word Noel. And there's my little center of my 0. There's my green one. And I just found this helped a lot with working out where my colors were going to go, because I could see them rather than having a little pile of letters. So I need all of these. And then we have our last one, which is our berry burst. And then we have our silver. Okay. So one of the reasons why I have this smaller piece, and it's cut 12 by 12, is this is going to just work as a base for us to adhere all this to. So you will need, I've got a new one of these open and I will use that. So I'm going to start off with my berry burst piece and just don't need to add too much glue. We just want to add a thin layer of glue all the way around. And then we're going to take this first one and pop it up into that top corner, right into the corner of our cardstock. And my next one is going to be the green, my granny apple green. Of course, you could change all these colours up to whatever is your favourite colours, and you could make them Christmas colours if you wanted to make them Christmas colours. But I just thought this was just something quite fun, a little bit non-traditional. I'm just having a look here because I'm not seeing any comments. So I hope you're all there with me, even if my comments may not be appearing. Okay. I will go back and check this video out in the next couple of days afterwards just to see if there were any comments left. But at the moment, for some reason, I'm not seeing any, so trusting you're there watching. So let's pop that one on there. And we'll pop this one in there as well. I'm just going to grab my phone here just to have a quick look, just to make sure that everything is up and running. I have done one of these before where I've chatted all the way through and found out that nothing was really happening. So bear with me one sec. Watching? Quick look. Okay. Yep, we're all up and running. So that's good to know. Okay, now I found this quite awkward with trying to work out, or not awkward, but difficult, and had to pop my letters around quite a few times in trying to work out where I was going to position all my letters. So this is one of the reasons why I've decided to go for the glimmer paper for this part. I wanted to have, you got 4 colours, but even if you did use the 4 colours we've got, you're going to end up with a green on green or yellow on yellow, vice versa. So I thought by leaving one of them white, it just and allowed you to use an individual colour on each one. So what I'm going to do this time, because I've brought in the silver foil as basically as my 5th colour, my 4th colour on each one of these. I'm going to fill in straight away where these are going to go. So I'm going to have, whoops, let me just pop that back up there. So I'm going to put my N there. My O. Now I'm going to put my little bit of green in there now, because I'll put the little bit of glue in there, and I'm going to pop that straight in there now, because that's going to fill up that hole there. Then the next letter we have is E, and it's going to go down here. and then L as being my last one, just there. So hopefully that's just going to make that Noel pop a little bit more. So now we can go with the rest of our colours. So the easiest way to do these would be just to put a little bit of glue Don't need much, just around that outside edge. Pop your 0 into there, just making sure that he is straight, and then we're just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle and pop our centerpiece in. So I'm going to do all my O's first. So this one here I'm going to do in my berry burst. I've managed to put these on in a different order. Look at that. I've started okay, but I've managed to get those two round the other way. So let's see how we go. So I'm going to have to work this out, I think. I'm going to put that one back for the moment. I'm going to finish off my 2 top squares because I know that that's where I want those to go. I should be able to just swap these over, but that shows me not talking and not really watching what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pop some little bits of glue. You don't need too much in there, and I'm going to pop my Daffodil Delight into that one and my berry burst. I'm going to go then my Granny Apple Green for my L. And this is where, if you want to use different colours, do this as a dry fit first, okay? Just so then you can see what's going to work, where you want all your colours to end up. Just want to be careful you're not using too much glue in there because you don't want it oozing out. And that one's going to be my berry burst. Give that a nice good push down. That E is going to be in my Orchid Oasis. So what I was trying to do when I laid these out was make sure that I didn't have an Orchid Oasis here and an Orchid Oasis there next to it. I didn't want 2 colours side by side. Now, of course, you could do it, bring in other colours. You could do all your bases in one colour and then choose another colour for each one. Okay, then this one is going to be in Daffodil Delight. Okay, so I'm going to put, see, now this is where, if I follow what I've done here, which I was just thinking of doing, I'm going to have my yellow and yellow, my Daffodil Delight there, my Daffodil Delight there, and I don't want that. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have a little bit of a think and a little bit of a dry fit. So if I've got those there, I could put a green there, and I can put berry burst there. That works. I can do I don't want the Orchid Oasis there, but and if I go, that only leaves me then that colour, but if I do that, then that's going to be next to that one there. So I'm going to take that one out, pop that one in there, I'll pop that back up there. So if I did that, I can't use the Daffodil Delight there for my 0. So I'm going to move my 0 over, my O over to there. And then I've got Daffodil O to go there like that. That will work. I can then, okay, this is where I'm in trouble because I've glued this one here down. So I've got myself into a pickle here because I swapped these two over. Okay, so I may have to, I've got myself into a big pickle. Because I've only got 2 ends left. Let's have a look. Yeah. I can't use that and I can't use that. I have got myself into a pickle. So really I need this end. I wonder if I can still pop that out. No, he's all stuck down. Okay. I do have some spare letters, but I don't think I'm going to have enough. This is where you got to really be careful because I've swapped these two over. It's not really working. So what I'm going to do is, there is a way of maybe getting out of this. Need to put that over there, that over there. And that would be trimming this down through there, just very gently. And then trimming this one down through here. So there's going to be a way to get around it. Okay. So this is my workaround. So there's always a way to work these things out. So that's going to go there. That one is going to go there, and that's going to go there. Now, if we did it that way, whoops, way too much glue on that. So I'm just going to grab a piece of cardstock here and just wipe that around a bit. Get rid of all that excess there. So we're going to pop the O in there. And that's going to go straight in. Just a little bit of glue, not too much. Okay, the green, granny apple green needs to go into there. Good press down. Now, this is going to be where this is going to be a little bit of an issue because we've got the silver. That one needs to come out. Thank goodness this adhesive back paper is not as permanently adhesive as using glue, because we're able to take those out and swap them. Yay, now we're getting this going. And then we need to put the Orchid Oasis into there. Now this is starting to work out. I thought I was going to be up for recutting all of this and redoing it all, but no, we've figured out a way. Again, probably just got a little bit too much glue. And that one there is going to be in Daffodil Delight. Granny Apple Green. Okay, one left, which is that one. We don't need, they're all our spares we can use for another card. Okay. There we go. So there's that all fixed up. So now what we need is our mat, and normally I would have just popped this straight on top, but now we're going to have to make sure we position these where we want them. And I think I like that with the black. So I'm going to stick with the black. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with these little pieces here. Now I've just noticed that this one here, I can just trim. It's got a little bit of white on it. I just want to get rid of that because I don't want any of that white coming through. So I'm going to adhere this down first. Now, of course, you could have put all of these pieces onto a black backing. I've got a little bit of white coming through there, but that's okay. I'll pop that one there. I want to work fairly quickly because I've got to get each one of these tiles into the right position. I don't want any gaps between them. If I can get these two positioned right, then the next two should come right on top of that. Okay. Now I do have a little bit of white there showing, and I don't want that white. So what I'm going to do is grab my black Stampin' Right marker, and I've got the fine tip here, and I'm just going to colour that in a little bit just to get rid of some of that white. I'm just going to do that very carefully because I don't want to get that onto my granny apple green. I'm just getting rid of that little bit of white. Whoops. Sorry about that. My light just went out a little bit. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. Okay, so that makes that a little bit less seen, and just a little bit here, just to run it around. And maybe just that little bit. So as I said, I'm just using the fine tip because I don't want to use the thicker tip. I'm just colouring in that little bit of white edge just to hide that away. So that's going to stand out like that now. Okay, so let's grab our card base. That's going to go there on that like that. So I'm just putting some adhesive on the back here. Make sure my card's opening the right way. Moving that into the position I want that. So I think that's looking pretty good so far. It's just a little bit of a more of a modern take on a card. And of course, then we've got Spirit So Bright. So you could put it up through the center there like that, or we could pop it down there or not use it at all. I don't know. I think I will use it. Don't really want to cover up the lettering too much because it does look a bit funny if you've just got this singular letters around where it doesn't mean anything, like no, no, no going across. And that's not the message we're trying to get out. Now I'm using the mini black dimensionals here on the back of this because I want it to blend in with the black of the. Now I may have to cut these dimensionals in half. Hello Joan, how are you? Thank you for joining. Just going to grab a pair of tweezers here just to add that one on there, and I've just got that one there which flew away over here. Let's grab it and use that one to there like that. I'm just going to grab another one and cut in half. Oops, I need half of one just to pop in there. Now, of course, if you wanted, you could add some baker's twine underneath this, but I'm wanting to keep this fairly simple with just that little bit. on there. So I'm not adding another piece inside there. It's just got plenty of room in there to add to write. But it's just a really fun, simple card. Really no stamping at all except for the sentiment there, but you don't need that sentiment if you don't want to. So that's working with a 13 centimeter square envelope. And there you are. So it's just a fun card to play with those dies if you've got them. You could swap out the colours. You just do need to dry fit your lettering and working out what colours you want to have your letters wear. As you could see before, it's very easy by just swapping these two bases here around, how much trouble that got me into when I was halfway through adhering it all together. So it does take a little bit of planning, a little bit of thought, but otherwise a really fun card. You can just do one of those and pop that onto a little bit of glue on the front of that, onto a card front, and just keep it quite simple as just one square. So I hope that's given you a little bit of food for thought on what you can do with your dies, and I hope you have fun creating. So thank you very much for joining me again today. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you after the weekend next Tuesday evening at 7:30. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks, Joan. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.